We're going to talk numbers this morning, but the ones that matter to you. New lower inflation numbers are signaling a bit of hope, but with other numbers expected to rise, does that offer any help? The Consumer Price Index currently sits at 6.9%, dropping for a third month in a row. However, with food prices at a 41-year high and looking towards a likely recession in 2023, at least according to some of the big banks, what can these numbers tell us? For more on what it means for our economics, we are joined by Moshe Lander, who teaches economics at Concordia. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, I'm getting out my pencil and my paper because we're going to do some math. Does this drop in inflation make a tangible difference when it comes to everyday life and the cost of living?
All right, write this down. No.
Okay, that was short.
No, it's a sign that the inflation rate is moving in the right direction, but it really hasn't moved substantially. And so from 7 to 6.9%, I don't think that any Canadians are really going to wake up this morning and say life is much better than it was yesterday.
Here's the number I think we all feel, and that's interest rates. Those are going to be released by the Bank of Canada next week. So is the drop in inflation enough to put a damper on that rate?
All right, write this down. No.
Okay.
No, the Bank of Canada is for sure going for one of those big increases. The guess going into yesterday's numbers was, what is it going to be, 50 basis points or 75 basis points? I think given this number, we're probably going to see another 75 basis points. That's 3/4 of a percentage point coming next week when they make their announcement.
Okay, experts were talking about a recession coming in the early months of 2023. I mean, RBC putting that out last week. What does the slight decrease in inflation mean for that?
The slight decrease really just means that there's going to be a big interest rate increase. And that big interest rate increase that we just talked about is probably going to put a substantial damper on holiday spending and any other big spending plans, because it's just going to be too expensive to borrow money and live on credit. And so I think if consumers start backing off on their spending, that dreaded R word is going to start to appear a lot closer than we were hoping. And I think 2023 is going to be a downturn for us.
You know, there are some people who say, look, inflation is not as bad as it could be. Look over to Europe, for example, where they're over 10%. But we also know that, you know, there's not a lot of equity when it comes to economics, at least on the home front. So who really feels the squeeze here?
So that's an interesting one, Anne-Marie. The discussion is always painted as a low-income, high-income debate, right? That low-income people suffer from inflation the most, high-income people are insulated from inflation. It's not true. Inflation at its biggest is through food prices, rental prices, and through gasoline prices. And so if you're a low-income Canadian, but you happen to own your own home, you don't drive, and you, say, live by yourself or your kids are out of the house, so say you're a retiree, you might not be seeing inflation all that much. But if you are driving a gas-guzzling car and you have a lot of mouths to feed, then you could be experiencing very seriously high inflation above the 6.9%. So I don't think that it's a low-income, high-income thing. It's a what's your lifestyle sort of thing.
So name those three for me again. Rent, gas, and groceries?
You got it.
I'm writing those three down. Moshe, great conversation to have with you today. Please come back again. Thanks for being here this morning.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.